Hey there, I'm Naya with EcoWell Co, Reiki energy healer, organizational wellness coach and consultant, and much more. And today, I'm going to revisit a topic that I've kind of roped into a previous video I made. And it's about demanding better from ourselves and how that can shift timelines, shift frequencies, shift outcomes, even shift actions, shift intentions, shift perceptions, shift self narratives, shift thought patterns. I mean, it's a grand shifting experience, and it's based in action, it's based in intention, and what I like to essentially call exposure therapy for myself. And so, demanding better. Right. In the past couple of videos, I've been talking about authenticity, deciding the building blocks you want to make for your life, and deciding on more authentic expression and practicing that to build confidence, even if you're scared at first. So when you're demanding better from yourself, first you ask yourself, what am I demanding better for or of, right? Maybe there's a habit you want to shift, a mindset you want to break, something else that you want to do that you realize is going to take you not doing the thing, kind of coming out of doing the thing. I want to say not doing it, you could cut off cold turkey, but a lot of times we're going to like teeter and go back and forth and be tempted sometimes by the sensations and the comfort and the vibrancy of our previous habits, life, etc. But when you want something, you'll have to change something to go get that something 9 times out of 10. So if you've been in a lack scarcity mindset for a long time, so something that people like to talk about a lot. So first thing that came to mind, and it just feels like nothing's ever working out for you. You never have enough. You're always scrounging, always stressed, always bloated, always depressed, always gaining weight, can't fit your clothes, no one's attracted to you, whatever. And there's something in you that's like, all right, I know that this is my truth for right now, but I have this vision that I've been crafting for something else. I want that vision. And maybe for a while you might hold the vision, but not do anything towards it. I've done that before. But at some point in time, either you might have like a conversation with someone, you might have a dream about something drastic may happen to you, and you're like, oh my God, I have to make a shift. I have to do something better. I have to change, right? And so then you kind of do like a life audit. Figure out what are the things that I can start working on right now. And so you start doing that. And no matter what type of physical thing you're trying to manifest into this world, it literally all starts with the energy, frequency, vibration of things. I know people say that. You're like, what? I know sometimes I get annoyed when people say that, but like it's actually true, right? So as an energy worker, in my trainings and experiences so far, I was taught that a lot of things happen, pretty much everything, not a lot of things, everything happens on an energetic plane first before it starts to align and manifest into the physical. This is why they say if you can hold the vision of the end, right? Whatever that shift you're trying to shift into, if you can start to operate and act and think as if you are that person in that other reality you are trying to cultivate, then you essentially will inevitably align with it and find yourself exactly where you have been wishing to find yourself, even when you were at the lowest of your lows. Because the energy, frequency, and vibration of the world around you, this 3D plane, has no choice to essentially give you what you're experiencing on your internal. And so no, and the one thing that I like to add as a caveat to this, right, is that there's no absolutes, right? There's rules, there's laws, there's natural laws, there's physical laws, there's universal laws, all these different things, but nothing's truly absolute. The only thing that is absolute in this time frame, in my perspective, is change and God, spirit, whatever you'd like to call the entity, the great creator. That's about it. So changes can be made to these universal laws and things that we say, right? Especially if we as a collective decide for them to be different. That's the interesting part of this kind of interaction with these non-tangible or untangible experiences that help to shape our lives. But for the sake of things being completely true and non-mutable, it is true that, if you can help to shift your mindset about things, it doesn't mean you won't be mad in the future. It doesn't mean you won't be sad in the future. It doesn't mean you won't experience grief. It doesn't mean that you won't experience challenging times that'll push you and really test the resilience that you've been building up, right? It doesn't mean that temptation won't come along, like maybe a type of life that you used to live and you're shifting into the other life and you're demanding better for yourself. So that means you're taking action, you're taking steps. It doesn't mean that other stuff won't come through and test you and try you and pull you back. Man, you might even take a couple steps back into the old space again and find yourself in old cycles and old habits. But you won't forget about the vision. You won't forget about the path. And you also won't forget about what it feels like to actually start demanding better of yourself and actually doing it, following through on it. There are feelings that start to cultivate. Maybe at first they feel blah, they feel terrible. But eventually they don't feel that bad anymore. They start to feel positive. They start to feel, oh, this is the fruit of the labor. This is what I've been dedicating myself. This, you know what I'm saying? You will start to feel it. And that feeling will then get ingrained into your being and you won't forget it. So that's where I'm currently experiencing right now. I say all that to say is that when we start to demand better from ourselves, we actually have to show up for those demands, whether or not it's going to the gym or just going for a walk every day or having a more fibrous, protein-packed breakfast instead of a donut and a coffee or whatever. Not to shame donuts and coffee, don't get me wrong, I love them. It's just recently I've had some recent health things come up and I'm like, oh no, I have to be serious about I can't eat donuts and coffee. As much as I love eating donuts and coffee. Ugh. Anyway, it's fine. I accept I have to eat more fiber, more lean proteins and fruits. I've already been shifting, but I've already been making the shift. Do sweets entice me? Oh my God, all the time. The way I love me a little cookie, some sweet. Oh my God, y'all don't understand. But it's okay, right? I recognize that I don't want to worsen what I have learned. And I actually want to reverse what I can. And I want to set myself up in the future, as well as right now, for just an overall healthier body, healthier mind, healthier spirit. And if that requires me to really invest and consciously decide on what to eat, and of course, this is going to be unique for every person, but for the most part, if I know I need to get more fiber in the morning, more protein, more fluids, right? I need to go on a little walkie walk after I eat breakfast to make sure my blood sugar stays down. I need to curb which fruits I'm eating and stuff like that, and be more intentional about lunch, more intentional about dinner, and then more intentional about snacks. Okay, I'm not eating chips anymore. I had some cashews and an apple yesterday. That was nice. But this is an example of just me being like, no, I had a very deliberate health consequence come from the ways that I was treating my body. And a clear result from those actions. And now I'm like, you know what? I have to demand better if I want to witness different results. If I don't want things to worsen, then I have to actually start acting different. I have to demand better of myself. And so the better is just me staying consistent to the different behaviors that foster and cultivate a healthier body, vessel, environment for my spirit to live in, so that I can indeed do the things that I have been placed here on this planet to do, that I continue to learn about. So do I know everything? No. Great. Anyway, just want to say that as a sidebar. But so that I can stay on task and not be so wrapped up in the panic attacks and the anxiety attacks, the crippling chronic depression. You know what I'm saying? Like, after I came off sertraline, which is Zoloft, I decided that I just have to do better. The sertraline was really like, it wasn't the best experience for my body. And so I was like, you know what? I have to really, really commit myself to this. And then I got a near pre-diabetic blood work result. And I was like, okay, I really have to do something different. I have to make sure I'm working out, going to the gym, getting my walks in. I have to make sure that I'm eating really well every day. I have to make sure that I'm really setting myself up for success here, because the diet affects the mind, affects the body, affects the mind, affects the diet. You understand? Like, this is all one big circle and cycle. And if I want to see different, and if I want to see different results in my work products, and my relationships with people, and my respect for myself, and what I do and what I don't do, how I even speak to myself, then actually it does matter what I put into my body. It does matter that I'm actually fostering a healthier environment, a more balanced and stable environment than anything else. And so that's me sticking to that and forcing, like, honestly, at sometimes I have to really force myself to stick to that, because the cookie's always nice. And don't get me wrong, balance is everything. But as I learn to navigate temptations with sweets and sugar and really salty dill pickle chips, I'm taking the time to be like, no, I demand better. I'm demanding myself to show up for myself with more care, with more consideration, with more intentionality, with more presence. And not only am I noticing what it feels like to actually not only demand that of myself, but actually do it and do it consistently, I'm like, oh, I actually feel pretty good. I'm not having really panic attacks that much anymore. I'm not really feeling super depressed to the point of no return. Like, I'm not really like having as many issues anymore. Like, things are starting to clear up, because I'm staying committed. And it's only been a few weeks in the game for this, but I have to stay committed, right? If I really want to see things change, because I have other bigger plans, right? And also, not only am I demanding this different from myself, but I'm beginning to see how this is changing even my field of magnetism, like how I feel. Like, even if I'm feeling a little like down, I'm recognizing that that's not changing the allure that I feel. That's not changing a level of magnetism that I'm beginning to feel and embody and embrace when I'm out and about, when I'm expressing and this being with myself. And yeah, sometimes I still have to negotiate with my inner voices, ones that want attention or ones that want that sweet cookie thing or whatever it is. But I'm acknowledging that they all exist here, and that maybe I just could eat some fruit for a second. Maybe I'm just yearning for some strawberries. Or, I could just do something else, but that's a little bit more balanced, no sugar, etc. And I'm also recognizing that we are going to eventually, in this path of transformation, because a food change is going to lead to a change in other levels of the self as well. Especially if you're working on shifting your mindset around food intake, shifting your mindset around the gym, and all of these are going to shift your mindset around self-confidence, self-respect. And when you start treating yourself with more self-care, and you have more self-confidence, and you start to have more respect for yourself, you are inevitably going to notice how in your social circles and your surroundings, where other people are not showing you that care and that confidence, and they're not being considerate of you, you're going to notice it, you're going to see it, and you're going to be like disgusted by it. It's going to give you the ick. And you're probably going to get mad or grieve and want to bring it up, want to change it, want to do something about it. So inevitably, in demanding better for yourself, you're going to start demanding better for your environment, the places that you visit, that you frequent. And it will look different for every scenario, for every person. It's not going to be the same. And how you handle it is going to be different, right? So I'm not here to say do it this way. But what I am here to suggest is, first, if you know that you want something different for your life, but you're not really sure how to get started, I'd recommend starting out with a journal. Okay. And your prompt can be, what do I really want? What do I really, 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 really want? What do I see? What is the vision that I have for myself? Just script out your vision. Be as detailed as possible. Where do you see yourself in a year? How do you want to dress? How do you want to carry yourself? How do you want to smile? How do you want to smell? How do you want your hair to look? What type of house do you want to be living in if it's not the one that you're currently in? What type of food do you want to be consuming? What do you want your physique to look like? What type of, how often do you want to work out in the gym? What about family, friends, your environment, your network? What would you like that to consist of? How much money would you like to have in your bank account, your investing accounts, your savings, your emergencies, or whatever it is, or just how much money, right? What would you like to own or experience? What would you like to spend your time doing, whether or not that's working or volunteering someplace or giving back or having a foundation or philanthropy or traveling or something like that? How would you like to relate to other people? How would you like other people to relate to you? Are you looking for more care-based relationships, people that are genuinely going to be leading with care and consideration for your well-being, and also you may be leading with more care and consideration for other people's well-being in addition to your own? Like, take some time to really script this out. Make it as many pages as it needs to be. It can be in a journal itself, or you could find some loose leaf pieces of paper and just like scribble. You can even draw it out. Have this scripting experience and just play with it. Come back to it if you pause at one point, because you might get an idea at some point in the day, or when you wake up in the morning after a dream and be like, oh my God, wait, I want this. Or maybe you want to alter something that you wrote previously. That's okay. It's your world. Like, you get to do whatever you want with it, right? Maybe there's a shift in your value system. Maybe there's a shift in your morality. Maybe you're more empathetic, right? What are your character traits here? Things that maybe you want to cultivate more of, or you feel like you don't have. And just spend some time with this. And after you script that, instead of focusing on all the things that you're not doing right now or that aren't going well, which is going to be easy to do, and you can spend time just at least jotting down your thoughts about that, figure out, of all the things that you just scripted, what is one thing that you can do right now or starting in the morning that is I don't want to call it low stakes, but maybe it's not that energy intensive. Maybe it's not as fear-based. Maybe you're not as afraid of it. That's what I mean. Maybe it's something where it's like, I want to wake up and before I touch my phone, I want to journal 1 page. Just want to get 1 page worth of thoughts out. Or I want to do a loving kindness meditation. So I'm going to go on YouTube and download a loving kindness meditation and have that play every morning until I memorize the affirmations that are said out in that, the meditation, the mantras that are said in that meditation, and able to just start repeating them to myself so I don't have to touch my phone first thing in the morning. Or I just want to spend some time in prayer saying gratitude, or I want to do 50 push-ups, whatever it is, right? So you could just say, I want to start something and I want to start small, and just hold yourself to that for the first week. And while you're holding yourself to that for the first week, just jot down some feelings that you feel after you've done it. I feel relieved. I feel great. I feel shitty. I feel confused. I feel curious. Whatever it is, they're not right, they're not wrong, they're just feelings and experiences. But just keep doing that thing that you've already decided to commit to doing. And when you get to the 7th day, reflect on the past 7 and ask yourself, do I want to keep doing this thing? Do I actually feel like it's helping me get to this whole vision that I scripted for myself, this future version of myself? Is it helping me get there? If I keep doing this, do I think it will help me get there? Or do I think it will help me build towards the other things that I want to do to help me get there? If the answer is yes, like a resounding yes, keep doing it. And keep noticing your experiences. Keep noticing the little bits about how you may be changing. And see how that feeds into other things that you value and see to be and know to be important to your experience. And allow things to just continue to unfold from there. I always recommend having a daily journaling practice and allowing yourself to just embrace your process, because the process is really the meat and potatoes of it. I used to think that the only thing that mattered was me getting to the end. And then if I could just speed through the process, then that was about it. But the process is where your true truth, like your most authentic essence and truth, can be the most embraced. And it matters for you to take your time to really set these intentions and embrace yourself and notice the changes, and to demand not only better from yourself, from a holistic perspective. We're talking about from the ways that you emotionally relate to yourself, physically, financially, etc. And also begin to see how that's going to shift in what you demand from other people, because it is going to shift it gradually, as it should. Remember, two constants that I genuinely believe in are God and change. And change can be one of the most beautiful things that you can experience. From your caterpillar to your chrysalis to your full-on butterfly, there's a reason why things change, and we should allow these things to transform so that we don't get so trapped in a feeling that, honestly, is overdue and being composted. So, thanks for listening. And if you'd like, you can sign up below in the comments and whatever that section is below, the description section. That's what we got, the description box. You can see a link if you would like a 60-minute one-on-one remote Reiki healing session. There's also an option to sign up for a short 10-minute pro bono session where the first 5 minutes I will share some information about what Reiki is, take some time just getting to know you, and then the actual 10 minutes of it, so it's really 15, the actual 10 minutes of it, you'll get some free Reiki to get an experience for it, see how you like it, and decide if you would like to move forward with more consistent sessions. So thanks for listening. And as always, like, subscribe, comment, share with other people. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you feel. And also share your own experiences with this. If you've decided to commit yourself to something and really change your life in even a small way, how has that transformed you? And please share your experience. We would love to know and hear. See you later. Ciao.